Assalamu alaikum. Let's continue our video. Let's continue our story. In the last video, we saw that the old man was sharing his childhood. I mean, the man was sharing how he got the job and he started stealing money. And finally, he saved £100. But all of a sudden, his mother was died and he had to spend almost all of his money behind the treatment of his mother, right? So let's continue our story the way the older man is sharing here. Let's read. وَاسْوَدَّتْ الدُّنْيَا فِي عَيْنِي. What that means got darker. Something became darker. What became darker? Ad-dunya. Ad-dunya became darker, or ad-dunya became black in front of him. In front of him. Fi aynay means in my eyes. That means the world has become black in front of my eyes. In front of my eyes. Everything got darker. That means I got disappointed a lot. I became disheartened. I became disappointed. I got disappointed. Why? أربعة وثمانون أربعة وثمانون جنيها 84 pounds. جنيها means pounds. 84 pounds راحت gone. 84 pounds already gone في ثلاثة شهور within 3 months. Within 3 months, my 84 pounds gone. That's why my dunya, my life got darker. My world got darker. I got disappointed. Allahu wahdahu, only Allah Himself, ya'lam, knows, kaifa, how, jama'tuha, how I gathered them. Only Allah Himself knows how I gathered them. Wallahu wahdahu, and only Allah Himself, yamlik, is the owner, an yaghfira li, to forgive me. ما صنعت, what I did, لأجمع أو لأجمع بعضها, to collect part of it. That means only Allah knows how He can forgive me the way I collected the money. So there are two things. Allahu wahdahu يعلم كيف جمعتها, only Allah knows Himself how I gathered them. And another one is Allah wallahu wahdahu yamlik, only Allah is the owner, or Allah knows how He can forgive me, and yaghfira li, how He can forgive me for ma sana'tu, what I did. Sana'tu means what I did, li ajma'a, to collect, ba'daha, to collect part of it, right? Okay, the part of money that I stole from my owner, for this sin only Allah can forgive me. وكان العمل في دكاننا الكبير يتزايد يوما بعد يوم. في دكاننا الكبير, in our big house, in our big shop, كان العمل, the work, okay, the work, يتزايد, the work was expanding. That means the work was increasing. يوما بعد يوم, day by day. That means day by day we are getting busier in our big shop. Do you understand? That means the business is receiving a lot of profit. The business is doing really well. Work is also increasing. يتزايد means increasing. What is increasing? Al-amal was increasing. Kana means was. The work was increasing in our big shop. يوما بعد يوم, day by day. اشترى الرجل دكانين مجاورين, right? Ishtara means he bought. The past form of B-U-Y. Bought. What he bought, the man, al-rajul, that means the owner. The owner bought, what he bought, dukkanain, two more shops. Alright, mujawirain means two more shops next to it. Alright, mujawirain means next to the shop. He bought two more shops. Did you understand? So ishtara al-rajul, the man, the owner, bought two more beside shops. وَوَسَّعَ الْمَحَلَ, and he expanded the shop, right? He expanded the shop. He had only one shop before, that was kabir, that was big, and later when he got more profit, then he bought two more shops next to his shop, and وَوَسَّعَ يُوَسِّعُ means expanding. He expanded his shop. وأصبحت مدير حسابات, and I became, أصبحت means I became the manager. مدير حسابات means I became the managing director. We could say managing director. Managing director براتب أكبر, with a big salary. Okay, with a lot of salary I became now the managing director of this shop. وأصبح لي مكتب صغير, and for me, لي means for me, أصبح became, مكتب صغير, مكتب صغير means a little office was also built. A little office, مكتب صغير means a little office was built for me. لي means for me, أصبح means here built or became. That means I got a little office for me. Where I got the little office, في داخل المحل, inside the shop, إلى جانب غرفة الأستاذ سلامة صاحب المحل. So I got a little office inside the shop, next to, إلى جانب means next to the chamber, next to the room of the owner Salama. Ustad Salama means the owner. So what is the name of the owner? The name of the owner is Salama. So my little office was built next to the room, next to the chamber of the owner, right? Sahibul Mahal. So our two rooms were, side by side. وكنت أضع بيدي مئات الجنيهات في الخزانة, right? I used to keep, أضع means I used to keep, بيدي with my hand. What I used to keep? مئات الجنيهات, hundreds of pounds. I used to, what? I used to deposit, or I used to keep, right? I used to keep money with my hand. What type of money? What amount of money? Hundreds of pounds. Fil khizana, in the accounts. I used to keep hundreds of pounds in the accounts. إلى جواري في غرفة الصغيرة, while I used to keep in a house or in a room, okay, in a little room next to my room. So there was another little room next to the room of that person, where he used to keep a lot of money, where he used to keep hundreds of pounds every day. Do you understand? Since he was the managing director of managing accountant, something like that. So after keeping all the money, what I used to do, وَكُنْتُ أُغْلِقُ, I used to lock باب الغرفة, I used to lock the room, I used to lock the door of that room where I used to keep the money. أنظر وأنظر إلى المال, sometimes I used to look at the money. I used to look at the money في الخزانة, in the accounts, right? وأشعر, and I used to think, I used to imagine بشعور غريب, I used to think something strange, okay? Some strange things would come into my mind when I used to look at those amount of money. فأتصور, I used to imagine. فأتصور means I used to imagine, by looking at those money, that what I used to imagine? I used to imagine that I يدي, my hand, or أن يدي, or my hand, تمتد, my hand is going, وتأخذ هذه النقود الكثيرة, and taking out a lot of money, all right? وتضعها, and I am keeping them. تضعها means my hand is keeping those money في جيبي, in my pocket. لأشتري, to buy, okay, لأشتري, so that I can buy بها, with that money, دكانا, a shop, لنفسي, for me, right? وأصبح, and I will become, أنا الآخر, at the end, finally, I will become, what I will become? تاجرا, a businessman, muhtariman, a respected businessman, a prestigious businessman, okay, prestigious businessman, مثل الأستاذ سلامة, like Ustaz Salama, or like his owner Salama. All right, what was the name of his owner? The name of his owner is Salama. So that's what he used to think when he used to look at all those money. I'm telling this again. فأتصور, I used to imagine that my hand is expanding. That means my hand is going expanding to the money. وتأخذ هذه النقود الكثيرة, and my hand is taking out a lot of money. All right, نقود means money. تأخذ means taking. وتضعها, and my hand is keeping the money في جيبي, in my pocket, ليشتري, so that I can buy بها, with that money, دكانا, a shop, لنفسي, for myself, وأصبح, and I will become, أصبح يصبح, أصبح means I will become, أنا, I will become, الآخر, at the end, تاجرا محتاجرا محترما, a prestigious businessman, مثل الأستاذ سلامة, like Ustad Salama. So yeah, that was the part of the story that we read. So he became a managing director of the accounts, right? And he used to save the money for his owner, but when he used to keep the money, he used to look at the money and he used to think strange things, right? See, yeah, he wanted to, he wanted to gather some money for him. He wanted to steal money for him so that he can buy a new shop, so that he himself can become a great businessman one day, like his owner Salam. Assalamu alaikum.